Good afternoon, YouTube. This is Kaylin Stern coming at you with something that I was intending to save for another video, combining it with something else, but you know what? I decided I am just going to go ahead and open these two things up. And what I have here, this is the original, although in the newer packaging, the original flavor of the Mountain House ice cream sandwich. This is the vanilla. And the first time I had one of these, it was sent to me in a roaming gearbox, and so I kept it and I reviewed it, and that one had busted, and I can already tell that this one's going to be busted, so I have plates here. But this is the new flavor. I bought both of these at my local Walmart two different times. I got this one first, and then I saw this in a later trip, and I decided I'm going to go ahead and try it. So this is mint chocolate chip. So I'm going to go ahead and separate the plates. I'm going to open the original one first, the vanilla. And these come wrapped inside of just a parchment style paper. And see, there are little bits that fell out, so they're just loosely kind of loosely wrapped. I will put, I'll put, my plates are a little bit wide for this. I probably should have got smaller ones, but this is like a chocolate sandwich cookie, and that is what it looks like. Of course, that one has a hole in it. I probably had an air pocket when it was in the freeze dryer. I'll go ahead and move this one over here so I can put this plate into view as I open up the mint chocolate chip one. And the same type of wrapping. Now, these things are very fragile, so they do not always hold up well in shipping. I'm just putting the wrapping inside of the pouch. So now I have both here. Again, the same cookie on the outside, and this is a close-up of the inside. Sorry, this little, look at my finger right there, that is part of my phone mount, so that kind of gets in the way. It causes a bit of a shadow, but having it in a slightly different position because I'm not doing this as a live stream, so I don't need to really see the screen for chat. I'll just need to see it when it comes to turning it off when I'm done shooting this video. Again, this is, I'll hold up the two side by side. And that hole in the vanilla one just kind of developed probably during the freeze-drying process. There was probably a void in the ice cream sandwich when it was put into the freeze dryer, or it developed during the freeze-drying process, but I do not expect that to affect the flavor. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and take a taste of this vanilla one first. It tastes just like the original did. Although I think this one has maybe a slight bit improvement in the vanilla flavor. Of course, it's been a few years since I had that original one, but that other one was broken up even more than this one. Probably because it was shipped through the postal service instead of me going to a store and buying it and bringing it home. And I had it on top of my other groceries, so hopefully it would take less pounding during the bus ride home. But the cookie is definitely crunchy, which is a good thing, because then, you know, standard ice cream sandwich, it would take on the moisture from the ice cream. But it is a good flavor. Now I'm going to take a taste of this mint chocolate chip. I can barely see the chocolate, so it may be those super fine chocolate particles that are in here. I'm getting the mint flavor, although it's not very strong, but it is there. And I am not seeing any chocolate chips in there. It may have, maybe so fine that just I can't see it. Again, the cookie is crunchy, and it looks like this one will probably break. This way it's got a crack, but you know, I will obviously finish these off. Yeah, because it's Saturday, you know. What's wrong with having a bit of a treat once in a while? And this is one way of having ice cream on a super hot day without having it melt down all over your hand or your clothes or whatever. Although they will start to soften as they absorb the humidity from my room here, because it is very humid in here. But still, it's very good. This is definitely a nice treat to have. These do not have the long shelf life of other Mountain House products. I'll show you the back of each one. Might not be able to see that very well. This is the ingredients, and you might not be able to read that, but this, I'll show you the best buy on this vanilla one. So 22. Might be hard to see that with the other designs on here. Now I'm going to hold up the same. This is the mint chocolate chip. And I apologize if you would not be able to read that and the ingredients. And this is the best buy on this mint chocolate chip one. So the 22 is actually printed on this blue part here, so that'd be hard to read, but it's the same best buy date on both of these. But I am going to go ahead and enjoy these. Little Saturday treat. But I do encourage you to go out and try these. Again, these would not be good for very long-term storage, especially since they are so fragile. And the inner wrapper really doesn't keep them from breaking all that much. But, you know, it's a good treat, just as a little morale booster. And you could take these car camping. Oh, sorry, my phone mount does shake, so I do apologize for that. But these would be good for a road trip. But again, they do break very easily, as you can tell by the crumbs that fell out when I first opened the packages. Or you could, if you are working in an office type setting and you can keep your own snacks at your desk or workstation or in your locker, this would be a good break time snack or a dessert for your lunch or your supper if you take your own meals to work. Or for people who will be going back to school and being on campus, if they take their own food, this would be a good item to add to your lunch or dinner bag, depending on what time your classes are. Or just like an after-school treat for the kids once in a while. I think kids would enjoy this. You know, they wouldn't have to worry about it melting all over them. So I would say go ahead and give these a try. And if Mountain House does come out with new flavors, it would be a good idea. Although for the mint chocolate chip, I would actually like to see the chocolate chips in here, instead of looking just like a mint ice cream sandwich, which is good in itself, but just to see the chocolate chips, I think will be a good improvement for this. Of course, I seriously doubt Mountain House will be watching this video. But, yeah, that would be a good improvement. And I think it might up the flavor just a little bit to actually have bigger chocolate chips in it. But overall, it's still very good. And I do hope that Mountain House does come out with more flavors of these. There are other freeze-dried ice cream products that are out there. The astronaut foods. There are some under that kind of a brand, and I've had the cosmic ones in that Titan freeze-dried 24-hour ration that I got from Minotaur Trading Company last year. And I think you can actually get those online somewhere. So I think in the future what I might do is I might do a direct comparison between, say, Cosmic and Astronaut Foods and these Mountain House ice cream sandwiches, just to see how they are side by side. I think that would be fun. I think that would make a good video fodder. So I do hope to do that in the future. And tomorrow I will be live at 7 p.m. Central with my next Sopaco meal, and that will be the penne with sausage crumbles. It's the same one that I used for my second entree in the Minotaur Trading Cooking Contest. Of course, I doctored that one up to alter the flavor profile of it. So tomorrow I will have that straight up as is, without adding anything to it, to see how it is on its own. You know, just the standard ration review on that one. So I will do that tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central. That's 8 Eastern, and 5 o'clock West Coast time. I'm not sure what that is for Alaska and Hawaii, but people who live in those states can figure that out. But anyway, so I'll see you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Central. Thanks for watching, and catch you on the flip side.